It's episode 20 of the least professional podcast of the internet, which is Radio Rothingham. Sup, you guys? How are you feeling on this 20th episode of Radio Rothingham? I know it's underwhelming, so let's not dwell on it. So yeah, I already drew this peach. She's very peachy.
She's a peach.
Mm-hmm.
What a peach.
She is. She's very peachy. Also, you're really buzzing a lot, Astra. How does that even?
She's a buzzy bee.
She's a very busy bee. Astra's been so busy that she renovated her entire room.
Yeah, at the moment it's just a bed in my room, probably a cup somewhere. Maybe there's a cup somewhere. Yeah, it's a cup somewhere in the corner somewhere, and I'm painting a wall. Well, a wall has been painted. Yes, there's more bees somewhere.
What's this? A severe lack of bees? Well, a large influx of bees. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not gonna work. Well, I guess you could also use a bee movie.
The bees, Justin, they sting, Justin.
Wow.
Oh, you guys. Justin beeps so. Yeah!
Also, since Panboy is sick today, we got ourselves the sick of everyone, including me.
Especially you.
Naturally.
I'm sick of you as well, but I'm here.
Yep. Because I'm such a great personality. Even if people are sick of me, they keep coming. So that's why we got a long-time listener and regular of Artrix stream with us.
We have a not back.
We have a not back. We actually got someone other than back this time, and his name is Sekele.
For some reason, I don't know why.
Well, let's be silly for change. So yeah. Sup,
I don't think
Sekele.
that's how it works.
I think Sekele died. Oh, we bring in a co-host.
Oh, wait. Hi, not back.
Yeah, that's your name now, not back. So it doesn't make you feel.
Somehow.
Yes.
That's an amazing introduction to yourself. Good job.
Thank you.
Anyways, we got a bunch of topics, I guess. I mean, a bunch of things happened this week, and I'll go straight into the most disappointing news that could have been this week, and that is that Nintendo is going to release one item on E3, and it's just the new Zelda game and nothing else. It's their entire lineup for E3.
Well, to be fair, it's the one thing people want.
To be fair, it's the one thing that Nintendo finished.
Well, they're obviously, holding a lot of stuff for the NX. It's pretty obvious by this point.
Hopefully.
So what you're saying is that they are doing a complete reverse of EA.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
The E3 kinda losing its relevancy.
Well, EA takes your money and gives you stuff.
Yeah,
So,
it's a half-cooked stuff. Yeah, it's like.
So Nintendo will take your money and not give you stuff. You're saying?
Well, to be fair, to give you stuff, they first have to take something. Or to take your money, they first have to give you stuff. So.
True.
Yeah, Nintendo's actually been fairly.
See, Sekele, and that's why God created pre-orders.
Pre-orders are ruining the gaming industry.
Exactly, they even don't have to give you any stuff and they get your money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is why you don't pre-order games unless it's a game you really want and you just know it's gonna be good. But
Like Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, you can wait, technically. Unless you really want to not be spoiled, like no spoilers, then there is really no point in pre-ordering.
Alright, let's find a picture that has all the colors of peach. I guess I can use this one. The amazing masterpiece that is Peach being hit by pie. It's delicious.
It's so deep.
Yeah. So.
Is it a peach flavored pie?
No, it's
You know,
just.
it's peach flavored pie. You should know that by now.
Yeah, even though it's clearly cherry pie, but.
Ah,
That's good too. Peaches and cherry. That sounds delicious.
tasty.
So yeah, Nintendo not. Yeah, I'm still curious as to what the NX is even gonna be, because we don't know.
Honestly,
No one knows.
consoles are becoming increasingly less relevant.
It's-
Sooner or later, they will be all replaced by tablets and smartphones. Gaming is going to die.
And PC gaming. I mean, I
That's
guess I guess PCs are becoming more and more accessible. So
Yeah,
I mean, the appeal of consoles has always been that they're really easy to use and cheap compared to PCs. But that advantage is kind of going away.
yeah. I mean, nowadays when you look at consoles like the Xbox or the PlayStation, they are seriously just downgraded consoles, downgraded PCs.
They're
The
essentially
Nintendo
miniature
consoles
computers.
at least have some sort of gimmick to make them unique, but the other consoles really just get a PC.
Well, like I said, I'd rather have a console like the Wii U and the PC for my serious FPS games than to have like some sort of semi-computer like the Xbox. But that's just me. If you like the Xbox games, then go ahead.
Yeah, but as I said, most of the Xbox games can run on a PC. In fact, usually in a year or two, they release a PC version.
Okay, and
That
now
is
for the
true.
like wrong layer for you. Come on, work with me.
Computer says no,
Computer says no.
and it coughs at you.
I'm afraid I can't do that. David.
So yeah, really makes you wonder what the next is gonna be though, because it still puzzles me, and there's also the rumor that they might be using cartridges for the
Really?
that they're going
Is
back
it
to
they're going back one?
Return to the classics.
What they didn't tell you is that it's print cartridges.
yeah, so it's not going to be the same as the cartridges of back in the day. So it's not really going to give you that faster loading times or what have you, because
Well-
it's just not going to be the same.
If it's going to be like the 3DS cartridges, I can understand that. But if they're going back to similar design to how the N64 was, like an actual huge chunky thing, I don't see how it's going to appeal to a lot of people. Because even with carrying tiny cartridges for 3DS, can get very tedious if you got like 5 to 10 games you like to play.
Hey, at least they survive more than a CD.
Yeah, so it's either going to be all digital or they're going to do something with this cartridge system, but I don't see that work anytime soon. Yeah, it's a really weird move, I think, because
Why? It's a return to the days when games were still good.
yeah, that doesn't necessarily have to do with the format though.
Make games great again.
Nintendo 2017. So yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna be cartridges. Even if they're going for the whole hybrid home console, handheld console thing.
If there is something we've learned from Nintendo over the years, they are always different. I mean, there are always the odd men out among the competition, which is how they keep surviving.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to. If they keep it up the way they've been doing it with the Wii U and the Wii U and everything, it's not going to work for them. Like you said, the way consoles have become irrelevant is not really working in Nintendo's favor.
Here's a wild guess, kind of.
Gaming is dying.
Would they use USB sticks like flash drive?
That could be actually an interesting concept.
Yeah, but I don't think that has the desired loading. It wouldn't have the loading times of a cartridge.
No, not either.
To be fair, I'd take that over downloadable content any day because at least you have it physically. Downloadable stuff, if the moment it loses support, it's gone. Like that critically highly acclaimed Scott Pilgrim game. Once the publisher lost the license to the comic and the movie, boom, gone. You can no longer get it anywhere, except a few people who pirated it and have physical copies. There is no way to get it ever again legally. Or even still play it if you bought it.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, so if you bought it... No, go ahead.
I was going to say that I can't really think of any other media that could be used on the game system. Actually, replace the discs, cartridges, apart from USB. Unless they have invented something that is entirely new from what we have accustomed to.
Yeah, so that's definitely the big disadvantage of physical or downloadable content. That I guess that
once it loses online support, it's gone.
Forever.
Forever and ever.
No, I guess the only service that does it somehow well and that doesn't seem to go away anytime soon is Steam.
Yeah, this is actually one of the reasons I don't trust Steam.
Because
I don't
trust anyone who doesn't give me the physical thing.
Exactly.
Copy.
And that's the sensible thing to do, because in that case, it's yours.
Yeah. They can't take it away from me unless they use violence.
Exactly.
They come in with a SWAT team, just completely raid your house just to...
The thing nowadays is that
that's what some would like to do.
even if you buy the physical medium, you still have shit like, always connected.
Yeah.
Having to make a fucking account to play your single player Diablo 3 that's hosted on Blizzard servers, which is the most retarded concept I ever heard.
Another reason why I prefer Nintendo. I mean, they do occasionally do something stupid, but rarely something this stupid.
Well,
I mean, if you are offline...
Online verification, for example.
Yeah.
Forced updates.
Tomo.
But if you are offline, you can still play some of the stuff.
Yeah. But you know what really pisses me off? When you buy a game on a CD or a DVD, as the case may be,
and there is on-disc downloadable content.
No. You put it in, you install it, you install 4 gigabytes, the rest of it, which is 32 gigabytes, is to download, and it requires Steam.
Oh.
Because that's a thing that's happening these days. I mean, fucking Skyrim needed Steam.
Yeah.
So you need Steam just to play it.
The only version of Skyrim that did not need Steam was the Russian version. Because Russia.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I had a similar situation where I downloaded a game from Steam. And it was a Mortal Kombat collection with a K. And it required me Windows Live game thing for me to play. Yes, it did. It required me to download that just to play Mortal Kombat on Steam.
That's just offensive on so many levels.
It is.
It's, you know what it is like? It's like EA games.
Mm.
Like Panboy gave me Mass Effect 2 the other day.
Right.
I was like, okay, I guess I could play this, but I need the rest of it. Okay, there's Mass Effect 1. Of course, there's about 30 million DLCs that nobody can make an order in because
Sounds a lot like Payday.
Mass Effect 2 comes with Astra. It sounds like any modern game. Mass Effect 2 comes with some pass for the EA website when you where you put the code and you get some DLCs and whatever. But it's not all the DLCs. It's only some of them, and there's no official list probably. It's great. Well, yeah, and then I was like, okay, so Steam has Mass Effect 1, even some of the DLCs. What about Mass Effect 3? There's no Mass Effect 3. I have to go to EA's Origin and buy it there. Fuck this shit. And apparently to register the game you have to go to Origin too. So yeah, it forces you to install not only Steam but also their fucking client. Every goddamn game company these days has its own launcher. Blizzard has its launcher. EA has Origin. Ubisoft has that fucking thing with Rayman. And then you have Bethesda, who decided to make their own launcher too. This is insanity. It needs to stop. Somebody needs to shoot them.
Yeah, the whole launcher thing is one of the reasons why, well, aside from EA being a shitty company, is why I haven't played an EA game in years.
Between this, the SJUs, and the freemium games, gaming is dead.
There's I forgot to make a distinction. Origin and what's the Ubisoft Uplay are basically emulating Steam. It's a shop platform. The thing that Bethesda started doing and that Blizzard is doing is just a global launcher for all the games, which would not be a terrible thing, right? Except it is its own folder, which irks me. Unbelievably.
And then you wonder why piracy is through the roof.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I don't want to make a Battle.net account just to play my game. Just make a local account and play my game. That way I can play it offline. Well, in case of StarCraft 2, I cannot play offline in the case of Diablo 3 because all the NPCs are hosted on Blizzard servers.
Oh.
It's retarded.
Yeah.
The designer should be dragged behind a horse and then shot and
I
then
don't
dragged again.
The fault of the designer, I think it's the guys in the marketing end.
I wouldn't be so sure that guy is so retarded.
Well, if the whole
yeah. Obviously, it's the executive director's fault because, Blizzard decided that it's a good idea to dissolve Blizzard North and not rehire half of the employees, and the other half should be redirected to totally different projects.
Because why not?
Yeah, exactly. And then the people, actually the guy who created Diablo, who was not rehired, he went, and then he made a game that he liked to make, which was in the spirit of Diablo, and the game was absolutely terrible, and I was so bored while playing it, and it's called Torchlight.
Never heard of it.
And it's bad.
Which is probably why I never heard of it.
I heard Torchlight 2 is better. I had no strength to actually install it and play it. But I do know a thing. When I first started Diablo 3, I was like, okay, these graphics look like Torchlight. It's a funny coincidence.
All the coincidences.
Very funny.
But yeah, if the whole SimCity 5 debacle was anything to go by, the suits, because the developer need the online DRM because it gets so many awesome features, and then
most of which you don't even want.
And then a few days later, they're like, oh no, we can totally play it offline. It's just something that the suits wanted, anti-piracy and all that.
Yeah, sure.
They actually support piracy.
Obviously, because the only person shafted in the end is the customer.
Well, yeah, if the only...
Gamers are not your target audience.
Yeah, like if you limit installations, if you limit any way you can play the game, which is the always online element, exactly that. Yeah, then you can just count on somebody cracking it, and people downloading the cracked version, and then yeah, the only person who's coming out of this on a disadvantage is your customer.
It's the same as...
bad for business.
It's the same thing with movies where...
Don't know how games work. Except
Fucking games, how do they work?
It's akin to, you know, movies where you plop in your Blu-ray that you bought with your cash monies.
Right.
So you're like, okay, I bought this legitimately. I actually wanted to you know, support
I
the...
legally own it.
And then the Blu is first gonna be like, yeah, don't copy that floppy. And I'm like, okay, I actually bought this Blu-ray.
Someone still uses floppies unless they are very retro.
Well, obviously,
I have 5 gigabyte floppy.
also, come on, it's 2016. Obviously, you have to be a hipster fuck. So yeah, don't copy that floppy.
I've never heard that saying before. I've seen the advert saying you wouldn't download a car. You can now, yeah.
Astra,
Yeah,
you haven't seen Don't Copy That Floppy?
No, I haven't.
No.
Wow.
I'm an old fart. Well, not as old as Artrix, obviously.
Obviously.
But Don't Copy That
I've never
Floppy.
seen Copy That Floppy. I think it's a bit older than my time.
It was kind of
the
an internet.
90s.
It was kind of an internet meme at one point.
I've never come across that, to be honest.
Well, Artrix, it still is. Evidenced by. It still is a meme, evidenced by us referencing it.
Don't copy that floppy.
It's some really cheesy rap about, well, not copying that floppy.
Oh,
Yeah.
9 minutes long. Fuck that.
Let me guess. They made it after CDs became the standard.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but you know, Moan,
Well,
CDs don't rhyme.
also it takes so long to, especially in the 90s, it takes so long to develop a commercial. It's going to take.
I mean,
It took them.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Sorry for interrupting. I do remember that when I first had the internet, and I got internet pretty late, I still used floppies back then.
Wow. What does it mean? Pretty late, because I got internet in 2009.
Oh, I think I actually got it around the same time, maybe earlier.
Gasp.
So you used
Exactly, Astra.
floppies
Gasp.
around. You used floppies around 2009. Wow.
Yeah, maybe earlier.
didn't?
I think it was around 2007.
I mean, I think it ditched my cassette, my floppy drive in like 2010 or something, maybe even earlier. I don't even remember. I can't even remember when there was.
Artrix,
What?
cassettes are a different thing.
I actually only dropped my floppy this year, but I wasn't using it for several years by that point.
Actually, the only time we used a floppy drive was when Mom was going to the evening computer school.
Okay.
Why were those
Now
I do have a magical floppy.
Now I do
That
remember
is,
when I used
Asta, you would not guess this. It's a floppy for installing the monitor.
Oh, one
Okay.
of those.
Well, that
It was never used, and I see no reason why it should ever be used, but it exists.
I actually remember the reason why I still use the floppy. Our school computers still use them.
Oh, yeah.
Because our school's computers were like still running DOS.
Your school is fascinating. You know, you remind me. You remind me a bit of some of my colleagues who still run Windows XP because their accounting program is DOS. And of course, anything beyond XP does not support this particular DOS. I would have to install emulator and teach them how to use it. Ugh.
Well, to be fair, when I went to a part-time job, and that was, by the way, at a big company.
A job, you normie.
Something like JMT, big international company. The first thing they asked me, can you operate DOS? This big multinational corporation of huge office building. I'm going there for a job to help them with databases and such. And do you know DOS?
Of
I
course
don't
I
know
don't.
DOS.
I'm only 25.
Well, you have to keep doing these job applications. You know, some lumberjack hipster comes along and he's like, so man, what are we gonna do? What sort of advanced programming are we gonna do? And they're like, is that some sort of Twitter?
Artrix, is
What?
it me or are you just cutting off as usual?
I'm
He's cutting off.
Obviously.
all the cutting off.
Well,
Not
at least
bad.
comprehensible.
His internet's been a fashion.
Well, yeah, when he's not cutting off, he's comprehensible, yes.
Yeah.
But when he is cutting off...
At least he's not cutting off his limbs.
Why would he do that?
Because shits and giggles?
For the lulz.
That's true.
It's giggles.
I bet he doesn't even have a knife. He would have to go 2 blocks to the store and buy a knife.
I don't know. I actually have
You
a
can
knife
do
in
it
the
with a
house.
piece of paper.
Wait, what happened to...
Also, there's no store.
Buy 1,000 katsu!
Also, there's no store across the street anymore. They
I was
closed
about
it.
to ask what happened to that store.
Artrix, I said 2 blocks, not across the street.
Oh yeah, that's very true. But I used to have a store across the street, and it opened 6 months ago, and it's gone already.
Wow.
And it's gone.
Well, obviously it's gone already, Artrix. It wasn't shit to customers.
Well,
How do you
apparently
expect-
it didn't have enough customers because sometimes I got the impression that I was the only one.
Maybe
was
you were
like-
the only one.
yeah.
Maybe it was a shop just because of you.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it does make me feel very special. It's like I got this entire company doing round-the-clock operations just to serve me.
They are doing my bidding.
I think they kind of were. It was amazing.
It's like wait on you on hand or foot.
It was like I just go in there, grab my stuff, and there was almost never a line in front of the register. So
Because nobody went.
because no one went there apparently.
It's just exclusively for Artrix that no one else is allowed in there apart from Artrix.
Yep. They might as well just call it the Artrix store.
I would shop in an Artrix store.
Artrix, you should just open a shop and set up only yourself.
Hmm. I think I'm doing that right now. And I'll only have a fridge because obviously I don't need a storefront. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much done.
No.
Oh.
You need to make all the transactions.
Okay, I'll pay myself like I take something from the fridge.
That's a spirit.
Yes.
Yum, yum.
And all while I'm drawing Peachy. Specifically I'm just coloring her. So kawaii.
Kawaii desu.
There's
Agoo.
But yeah, it was really weird that they decided to pull the plug after mere 6 months. I mean, after a year I can kind of understand, but they were like, yeah, we've been not pulling in enough money, so we decided to pull the plug and
Well, what would you expect with you being their only customer?
This
Well,
is true.
well, to be real talk, they were pulling like it wasn't exactly full all the time, but every time I went there was at least 2 people in the store. So they
People.
yes, But yeah, there were people older than me shopping there, but apparently that wasn't enough for the shareholder. The shop to be full constantly. People just shoving down food, like they come to the till, they buy a basket full of food, and they just shove that shit in and just start shopping again. Like, yeah, that's not enough. I need to buy more. So to buy
all
more.
of it.
More. How do you like it? How do you like it? More. I'm sorry.
It's tasty.
You are a fiend and you should feel bad.
As it turned out, the food was just too tasty, and they're being tried for manslaughter because the tasty food.
Tasty. No.
It's too tasty.
Imploding just over the taste is so magnificent. But to be honest, the area that they've set up shop is a bit secluded from the main city itself. It's about 10 minutes from where everything else is. Not to mention that they're competing with that huge fuck-off building. Like, a shape, was it like a bridge? Like a giant upside-down U building?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a giant upside-down U building.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Okay.
got
Building.
Okay,
U building.
I'll meet with the mayor and have that shit renamed immediately. It's the upside down U building from now
Yeah.
on.
Yep.
They got the indoor market in there, and they got the supermarket or the basement. They can't compete with that.
I suppose, but the downside of that is that it's still fairly large distance to walk. So either
It's like 15 minutes for you. 10, 15 minutes.
yeah, but it's a lot.
Get on your fucking bike. There's enough of them.
Yeah,
That's so
I
bad.
just walk down the street, just grab any bike. I'm sure that the owner is not going to mind whatsoever.
Artrix,
The what now?
if 15 minutes is too much for you,
Hmm.
you're not a ball of fat.
Obviously, I'm just whining for the sake of whining because I do realize that having a store 50 minutes from here is actually still quite convenient.
You got that health store. You hipster fucker. You got a health store next to you.
The
You
funny
can go in there. You can more or less roll out of bed into the health store, buy overpriced whatever they sell, and be happy about it. You're lucky that you have a store that's like 2 minutes across the road. I have to go on my moped, and it's like 5 minutes down the road from me on the moped.
Yeah.
It's 20 minutes on foot.
Artrix, it's 5 minutes of.
To be fair, he might not like overpriced goods.
Yeah, I'm allergic to overpriced foods. Like physically, when I eat overpriced foods, I get like all sick.
Because he has to think about the extra money he had to pay.
Exactly. I'm like, I could have spent this money on amoeba waifus, but instead I'm spending it on food.
I actually have a pretty cheap store about 10 minutes walking distance from where I live.
Well, that's so you
Me
two.
too.
Yeah. So
Technically, I've got a shop that's 10 minutes around from me, but it's one of those corner stores, like the one in front of you, which is not like a health store, but it's a convenience shop, and they're overly priced for the convenience. Like, it's
But- So, are you saying it's an inconvenience shop?
yes, the prices are an inconvenience, but being a convenience of being there.
I actually have one of those super cheap markets. You know, it's kinda like a supermarket, only it's really just a warehouse full of crates, and you
It's
pick
a
up
warehouse.
stuff directly from those crates.
Oh, like a wholesale.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, there's one about 10 miles down from me. That's where my dad used to work at. Like a cash and carry, where you just go in, buy bulk of whatever you need, and then you either do catering with it, or you sell it in a corner shop for the the convenience of inconvenient prices. But yeah, that's the local wholesale that we have.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically the only place where I shop unless I want something very specific, which they don't have.
Like computer parts.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen that often.
Rick, at least once every week.
I buy computer parts online anyway.
True. Same here.
Obviously. The computer parts are on the line.
As long as it's not our lives.
As
But
long.
here's a
Computer lives matter.
Hashtag computer lives matter. Anyway, Astra, you were going to say a thing.
What's she?
well, I was about to make a joke and say, what happens if the computer part that you need is what you need to get onto the internet for? You can't get it on the internet.
Then I usually contact one of my friends.
Astra, it's...
My computer kinda died a few months ago, my old computer, and so I basically came into contact with one of my friends, who, by the way, was responsible for building my old computer.
He's friends with the computer dealers.
And he basically built me a new one. Like, he got all the parts that were needed, and like the optimal parts, and built me a new one.
So what you're saying is that he had the technology, he could rebuild the computer.
Only that he didn't rebuild it, he built a completely new one. However, by the way, this thing I have right now is pretty damn powerful that he built, because he really used the best parts that were on the market at the moment.
Oh, I see. So it's one of those high-juice computers.
Yeah. But my old computer, which I lovingly called Frankenstein, he basically built out of parts of broken computers. Old broken computers.
Nice
I'm
one.
gonna have to stop you there.
It worked pretty well for several years before it died. And then he got me this new one.
I'm gonna be a complete nerd and stop you there and say that Frankenstein was the guy who made the monster.
I know.
Big continuity there.
But the thing
It's not the Frankenstein, it's the monster.
Are you suggesting that the monster did not take its creator's surname?
Yes.
Destination.
So it's basically it's usually called the Frankenstein monster.
Yeah.
If you want to get technical, in the novel, the monster referred to itself as Adam. So technically, since Frankenstein was like its father, it would be called Adam Frankenstein.
That's where they got the name I Frankenstein from. She's gonna call him Adam. I get it now.
Better than Bob.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you have to tell me your specs, Sekele.
Specs? Oof.
Yes, tell me your secrets.
Where can I find them?
Oh god, it's like half the podcast is gonna just be telling you how beefy the computer is and how many HDMI ports it has.
I have 2 cores.
All the cores.
Yeah.
They have around... Wait a minute. Well, yeah, they have around 1,000 gigabytes. Well, the main one at least.
Oh.
Secondary one is kind of weaker. Not sure where to find the complete specs.
My computer was pre-made.
Are we really going to waste time with this?
Well...
That's probably not a good idea. Also, Astra...
You should waste all the time with everything.
What?
What's the...
What? What?
He's just wasting your time.
Artrix wanted to say something.
Oh.
Yeah. You said me and then saying what?
You all may.
You what?
Artrix still wasting time.
Oh, so now I'm the one wasting your time.
Yes, you are.
Well, somehow I can't really feel guilty or bad about it, but Sure.
Then start. Or stop wasting time. One of those.
What? Do I have to start or stop? What is it? I'm confused.
Well, either you start feeling guilty,
No.
or you stop wasting time. Yeah.
No, I'm not doing either of those. But go ahead.
Why
Say
are
it. Say it.
Time still.
Anyways, get on with it.
Get on with it.
Yeah, get on with it.
No.
Oh. What a shame.
It is a shame.
Wait, weren't you going to say
What else
something?
what else is a shame about is apparently the director of Ghostbusters 3
Basically,
Is-
hates fans.
Yeah, hates the fans, yeah, saying that the nerds are a complete bunch of assholes.
So he basically just alienated his target audience.
So triggered.
He's like, oh gee, all these people are downvoting the movie. Well, then I guess it's because nerd culture is just terrible.
Toxic.
And not because the trailer was terrible.
No.
It
No.
obviously can't be that.
No, it's obviously just because, you know, those... It's probably them goober gators again.
Yeah. It's always them.
It's always them. I mean, if you are sitting on your porch and some kid just kills your dog just out of nowhere, he comes
That's a
up,
horrible thing.
you know, he comes up, kills your dog. Well, that's all Gamergate's fault.
Yep. Gotta be a
Why
good
would
gator.
a kid just randomly go and kill a dog?
Oh, it happens, sadly.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit gamergators do.
Really? Would someone do that? Would someone go up to your dog and tell lies and then kill him? Well, that's your meme fill for one day. But yeah, the director of
they killed the eyes. Ooh.
but yeah, the director of
Echo.
all the echoes. The director of Ghostbusters is completely butthurt because, you know, people are not liking his trailer. It's the lowest rated trailer ever made.
Such an empowering trailer.
It's lowest rated trailer ever posted on YouTube.
And thus he said that the whole thing is a sexist conspiracy.
But of course it is. I mean, why else would there be such a coordinated effort to downvote a trailer? I mean,
By
if,
the way, who's responsible for that echo?
Wait, what?
Who's
Exactly.
responsible for that echo?
I don't know.
Echo!
Did this come from someone?
I
Yeah,
don't know who that's coming from.
serious. This whole thing is just
Gesundheit.
yeah. This whole thing is basically Black Annie all over again.
Oh, jeez.
Who?
If you haven't heard, during the 40s, like the Great Depression, there was this story, Little Orphan Annie, about a little orphan girl trying to survive day to day, usually by telling herself false hope, by telling herself that her parents will return tomorrow, but because tomorrow will always be a day later, they will always. She can
It's
always.
always a day away.
That makes
So she can always keep hoping that
Yes.
they return, because that's the only source of hope she can have.
that makes the exact kind of sense
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that
it
thing
was
made up by a kid would make.
It was the 1940s, and then the story was later adapted into a musical, which was semi-successful. Well, and around a year or so ago, someone decided to make it into a movie. Only
Oh, yes.
day, and Annie was black. And the people behind this movie basically said, if you don't like it, then you are a dirty, dirty racist.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I agree though.
Well, and then the movie came out,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a huge financial failure. because nobody went to watch it, not even the black people.
Oh, to be honest, I watched it and I liked it.
Not even the creators.
So in other words, Astra was the only person that liked it.
Basically, the only person who saw it.
And again, I'm a huge sucker for musicals, so that could play a part of it.
Have you seen the original musical or the movie?
I've seen
With Black Annie.
the original, the remake of the original, and then the remake of the original starring the black girl.
That's just so awesome. She's
was-
number one fan.
At least you are a dedicated fan of the franchise.
Yeah, I've seen both the old movies. Well, I haven't seen the original musical.
But yeah, do you sound like the one person they should approach to gauge whether the people are racist or if the movies are any good? Because you've got the perfect frame of reference because you've seen them all. All the versions.
It all depends on how the original portrayed the characters. If they were Caucasian, keep it as Caucasian, but it would add a bit of diversity by bringing colored people into the movie.
Such diverse, many wow.
Well,
Yeah,
if
I'm
the-
talking. When it comes to something like that, I'm talking out my ass because I really don't know what I'm talking about.
About any,
Yeah.
I guess.
Basically, how the newest movie flopped, and how the people who created it basically based their entire marketing on, if you don't like this movie, you are a racist piece of shit.
So yeah, obviously people are not
perfect
going to.
sense.
Yeah, so obviously people are not gonna see it because they're like, oh, so that's how you think about me? Well, fuck you then. And they just,
White guilt ain't what it used to be.
I mean, if
No.
they were just like, okay, we just made this version of the movie and we decide to have the leading role to be a black girl, that even kind of makes sense.
Yeah, because black people are poor, right?
Well,
That's the only reason why it makes sense. It's nothing to do with, that role can be filled by any ethnicity. Especially since there's already so many fucking versions. I mean,
Although most versions have her be a redhead.
that's kind of different.
Which the classic one does.
But come on, you got so many different versions at this point. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind Black Nick Fury because it's Samuel L. Jackson, who is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was also the whole thing where they didn't they make?
You know, that's because Samuel L. Jackson's race is pissed off.
Right. So that's why.
And his ethnicity is motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, that's very true. And there's only one person in that race, and that's him. He's a very unique race. He's a micro race.
Oh dear.
But yeah, this movie is totally going to flop. No one's going to watch it except for.
Astra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
actually.
don't really care much about the Ghostbusters series, but yeah, I'm gonna watch it because they replaced the main characters who completely made the movie to women. Because I'm I'm a giant feminist. I believe in.
Well, Astra, you are a woman. That means you are a feminist by default.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, totally. The way you described it, if the feminist jihad warriors were to capture you and they were like, "Are you a feminist?" You would completely fool them.
I'll completely convert and say yes, I am with your comrade.
Astra would be just like shrug. Yeah, sure.
And then all deities come. And shave her head.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, something tells me Astra is not really all for shaving her head or dyeing it.
She is, huh?
Wait, what? Oh, wait, shaving half of my head? No.
All of your head.
Oh,
Just
all of my head? No.
shave the thing right off.
How about 1/3? Would you shave 1/3 of your hair?
1/17.
1/17.5.
You're just bargaining now, aren't you? You're trying to get it down to like the minimum amount of shaved head.
And so we get to like 1
I'll
7
go down
million.
to one strand of hair. Hold on.
Yeah.
Ow. There you go.
Did you know that
You got
women?
that one strand. There you go.
Did
Okay.
you know that women shave only 75 hair for every 100 hair that men shave?
Yeah.
Because men have more hair.
Yeah.
Is that right, Artrix?
It's a gender
Do you
gender
agree,
hair gap.
Artrix? You have more hair. Yeah, is that right, Artrix?
Astra, gender hair gap is a serious problem.
Yeah, here you are making fun of it.
Filthy men dare to have more hair than women. How dare they? They should all be put into concentration camps.
Oh, I wouldn't want to go that far.
No,
Oh,
just a little bit.
No.
Just a little bit far.
It's a little bit far, yeah.
Yeah.
They totally go there.
It can't be too far because then evil Tamboret wanted to get those shaved hair, then she wouldn't be able to get there.
I mean, they even made a hashtag about it.
Yeah.
White man.
Yeah, somebody did that.
Wait.
Bless those poor souls.
Honestly, I'm actually kind of terrified that the movie will do well. Because then Hollywood will give these SJUs even more power than they already have.
Oh, jeez.
Implying anybody watches Hollywood.
Yeah, implying that they don't already own the shit out of Hollywood. I mean,
Implying they don't already do.
Well, yeah, but they still want to make the money.
Money.
oh,
You
well,
know.
on the flip side, Deadpool still happened. That was a decent movie.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I like Deadpool. It was a silly popcorn flick with a lot of violence and swearing and shit, and that's all.
Best movie I've seen this year.
Okay, I wouldn't call it the best movie.
Yeah,
I mean, the best movie I've seen.
It was a pretty average Deadpool. Yeah.
The best movie I've seen in 2016 so far is Zootopia.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
my
I agree.
third. That's my third best.
Oh,
I don't.
I
don't
really liked it, though.
so why would you put it on third and not on first?
Well, I usually rank movies by how much I enjoyed myself. And while watching Deadpool, I was just in pure bliss. Like, it was like an orgasm, the whole thing through.
Yeah, you can't really beat that. Yeah. I can see why Zootopia would not be on the number one spot.
I like that one as well, but I'm
Yeah.
just a thinking nerd.
I imagine the worst thing about Zootopia is all the furries fapping.
You mean the best thing?
Oh, fucking hell. Please
Yeah.
don't put that in my head, please. No.
Just this
Fair.
once.
To be
Just give
fair,
it.
I think some of the stuff in the movie was intentional.
Mm.
Like
Maybe.
all the stuff they got away with it.
Jeez.
All
Mind
the
you,
stuff
I
they got
do
away
love the references between Frozen, like where the chief says about how life isn't a giant musical and everybody goes off in their merry way of living happy ever after, and then he says, "Now let it go."
Yes.
And it was actually interesting how the weasel is called Weaselton.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
in the Frozen, one of the antagonists is called Wesselton, Duke Wesselton, and they actually used the same voice actor as well. I found that mind blowing that they would switch the references over like that.
And they also had bootleg versions of...
Oh yes, I had bootleg of Rapunzel and
movies that...
Wreck-It Ralph.
Pig Hero 6, that was one of them.
6.
Wrangled, as in Tangled.
And the best part is they even said that some of these movies aren't even out yet. And
yeah, and they referred to
the two movies that are supposed to come out, one late this year, and the second one I think sometimes 2017, 2018.
Yeah, that's one of the Hawaiian ones, I believe.
Yeah, the Mona is supposed to come out later this year, and the other one, can't remember its name, is supposed to either it comes out in 2017 or 2018, not sure now.
They usually produce one every 2 years.
Yeah,
and then like an A title every 2 years, 4 years, and then.
But this year they made 2 a year technically.
Yeah.
Because Zootopia came out earlier this year, and now Mona is supposed to come out near the end of this year.
Oh,
and by the way, I'm not a filthy SJW, but I do like that they are giving some attention to the Polynesian culture. I mean, it's very underused in media.
Oh, of course.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it. It looks like it might be very interesting.
I don't think it will be Zootopia, but it might be interesting. If it's at least as good as Frozen, I'm all for it.
Well, I didn't really think Frozen was a very impressive movie, but...
Actually, as far as I'm personally concerned, it's like the only Disney princess movie I genuinely enjoyed. I mean, there were parts of Tangled I liked, but generally Frozen was the first one I genuinely enjoyed. Mostly because it broke every cliche I disliked about Disney princess movies.
Well, that's fair enough. To me, even though it did... The thing about Frozen to me is that it did try to deconstruct the whole princess movie genre, but it missed so many good opportunities.
I thought it was meh.
And Sonny Evan Knightley.
It was meh.
Subdued.
Hey.
No, you weren't invited to our podcast. Go away.
No.
Exactly. See, Astra gets it. Astra knows what a podcast is.
You
ruined it. It's like an hour of recording, and you ruined it by interfering. Why?
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't even know how long we've been recording. Has it been like an hour by now?
It's about that now.
About an hour?
Yeah. We should wrap things up.
Probably
Yeah.
because
good.
Yeah. But I guess I'll touch up on Frozen a little bit because yeah, I didn't think it was a bad movie at all. I mean, I enjoyed watching it.
But it wasn't a good movie.
Well, it was just a very underwhelming movie. It was like, well, that happened, and nothing else.
Brave was underwhelming.
It was. I think we can all agree it was pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, it was pretty heartwarming.
No, I said it was whelming, not warming.
Whelming. So,
He was whelmed.
Yeah.
Yep. It was so whelming.
The only thing that a lot of people had problems with was the constant playing of Let It Go. The little kids would sing it. It'll be on the radio. I'd be singing it.
I don't listen to radios then. Well, to be fair, the radios I do listen to usually don't play these. I like literally this whole thing went past me. I didn't even notice it.
Really?
Good.
Yeah, I basically just watched the movie, said, okay, nice song. I admit I listened it several times.
What the
hell?
What?
No, are you serious? I am in a dark restaurant.
Oh wow.
And expensive.
And another one. See, Artrix. See, the things I told you about podcasts being podcasts, those things that completely went over your head.
Well, next time I'll just make a private call because that
Yes,
was my
maybe you
mistake
should have
here.
done it
I
this
mean, I
time.
didn't have Skype.
Because you literally don't do anything that I don't tell you to do about this podcast, including actually starting it.
Wow. I think our little
Well, we
cute
are
little
the-
Xaverius had this cute little breakdown just now.
No, I didn't. That was my normal voice.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Actually, Artrix, I have noise cancelling headphones. I don't properly hear myself,
Ah, okay.
so I don't know how much I can raise my voice for it to not be yelling.
I hate you guys so much. The amount of
I
hate
will
that I
defend
have and that I
Artrix
hate you
on
so
this
much.
by saying
I hate you too,
are
my dear
supposed
Mahuna.
to
Fuck
be
off.
Okay.
And stop
Okay.
recording.
I'm going to mute some people now because it's getting out of hand.
Mute me.
No, I'm not gonna mute you.
Mwah.
Mute everyone, even yourself.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
a
Goodbye.
way to
Okay,
end it.
fine.
It's going to be the mime podcast.
All the miming.
Well, now it's under control. Seems.
Oh, okay. But I think that was quite enough for one day. I will add though, because I still want to make a point about freaking Frozen.
There's also enough for one lifetime.
What now? Oh. What the fuck? At least her banting. That's always the best podcast, I guess. But yeah, one thing I noticed about Frozen is that they had this interesting notion or interesting premise that okay, so Elsa was kind of the antagonist, even though there was no explicit antagonist in the movie. So that was actually kind of interesting. Like, okay, you got a movie, a princess movie nonetheless, without a central antagonist. Like the protagonist is the antagonist, more or less. It's an internal struggle, and they throw that out of the window.
Yeah.
No, too subtle, too deep for the kids. We need a villain. So cue this hand douchebag. He's the villain.
To be fair, it was a surprise the first time around.
I agree. I was whelmed and then overwhelmed when you made a huge twist, like Shabalama twist.
Yeah,
What a twist!
I was pretty surprised myself when I saw that GIF. Because that's how I watch my movies, in GIFs.
Honestly, if there was a movie I had expectations from and was underwhelmed, it was Brave. And the sad thing is, it
Brave.
wasn't even the worst Pixar movie.
Really?
Yeah, there are much worse Pixar movies now.
Well, which one do you feel was the worst?
Cars, all the cars,
Planes!
and then behind them, The Good Dinosaur.
Oh yeah, that exists, right?
Yeah, it just exists.
Yeah, the Good Dinosaurs. Apparently, it's not even a terrible movie, but
It just exists.
Just didn't have. It didn't appeal to much people.
I mean,
be honest.
Brave at least had potential. It didn't live up to that potential the least bit, but it had some potential. The Good Dinosaur didn't even have that.
Well, it seems like it's a running thing with dinosaur movies when it comes to Disney, because dinosaurs, that movie CGI, maybe 2000, I think it was.
Yeah.
That didn't have much credit to it either. It was just a movie done by Disney.
To be
About
fair,
dinosaurs.
the original A Land Before Time was awesome.
Yes.
It wasn't Disney. That was a guy whom Disney kicked out.
I didn't watch it. It had dinosaurs in it. Anything that has
don't
dinosaurs in it is an automatic no for me. Like Vibe Potter.
you're
Why?
not a big.
Dinosaurs are awesome, especially when ridden by Aztec warriors.
If they were so awesome, then why they are all dead now?
Us? To prosím.
What's going on?
I don't know, I'm confused.
Yeah, I think we confused each other now.
I
Good.
thought you said that about the dinosaurs. They're so amazing. Why they dead now?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I laughed at.
Also, Don Bluth makes some nifty movies.
Well, he used to. Then
Yeah.
he kinda lost his touch.
Then he stopped.
Then he stopped altogether.
It was good before he made it bad.
Yeah, then he just became weird. At best.
Wait. What's weird about Ferngully, for example?
I don't
Ferngully.
I don't think Ferngully was by Don Bluth.
Yeah, it was.
Was?
I think it was.
It was
Wasn't
pretty much a Don Bluth movie, I think.
I'm gonna check it.
Yeah, check all the stuff.
You are now making me very doubtful of my talkings. It routinely gets mistaken for being a Don Bluth film, but okay. So it wasn't.
Yep, it was by Bill Croyer.
I don't know this guy.
Neither do I. Probably there's a good reason.
That wasn't
Okay,
really
but you know what's a Don Bluth film that's not weird at all?
No.
Okay.
The Secret of Nim.
Yeah, that one is awesome.
I think that one is considered one of his masterpieces.
Yep.
It is. My favorite film from him.
I've
And
won. Oh, God.
actually, as far as old animated movies go, it might be the favorite of mine.
I also quite like All Dogs Go to Heaven, the first one.
Oh
I
yes.
thought that one was when he started getting weird.
Also, I've one somewhat unpopular opinion about Don Bluth movies, and that's that I kinda liked After Earth or Titan A.
Yeah, that one was actually pretty interesting. I mean, it was at the very least a very ambitious project, and it dared to be different from what was the norm back then.
I liked it. It was
Yeah.
so fucking 90s that it's
Yeah.
automatically good.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say that it's that like you said, it was trying too hard to be too edge for you. It was weird. It was a weird story.
It's a good
Basically, it
thing
was just
I'm
weird.
enjoying.
I mean,
I love it.
by no means was it a good movie, but it was a very interesting movie, and I enjoyed watching it.
Kinda the same thing was Disney's Atlantis.
I never saw that one, but it had a guy whose sole focus was explosives. So
Yeah.
it's probably a good movie.
Although my one problem with Atlantis is it was a complete ripoff of the Gainax anime Blue Water.
Yep.
That's always a good thing. Gainax. Did
But-
the film end with penguins?
But yeah, that movie, it had some very nice character animation too, and it actually had a very diverse cast before this whole diversity thing
Yeah.
even became a thing.
Yeah.
They had it, and it felt natural and normal.
Yeah.
I'm
The
sure.
way it should be done.
At least you would
It didn't have a diverse cast for the sake of it being a diverse cast. It actually made fucking sense.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense within the context of the story that such a bunch of people would come together.
And also, and all of these people are fucking assholes,
Yeah.
which makes it even better.
Yeah.
They weren't the goody two-shoe Disney heroes. They were all fucking selfish, and they were all there just to make a quick buck. And that's just.
I
what
mean,
like.
they did change their minds near the end, but
That's right.
originally they were in it for the money.
All the monies.
Money.
We got to have money.
Money. Yeah, that was another stinker.
Yeah. It's amazing that you immediately know what I'm talking about. That silly
That's
Tom and Jerry
basically
movie.
a meme by this point.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, did those people even watch Tom and Jerry?
No.
Well, if you've never seen the Tom and Jerry movie, then consider yourself lucky.
Or unlucky, depending on how much cringe you enjoy.
Yeah, some
Well-
people really thrive on cringe.
Was it as cringy as the Garfield movie?
About as cringy.
Oh
Just
my.
without
What, the live action one?
For
Yes,
a moment,
that's
for a moment I thought you guys were talking about the Felix the Cat movie.
No, that one was just
Oh
weird.
God, no!
Right, wait.
That one was just
The
weird.
one with the floating head,
Oh,
CGI
jeez.
head.
Wait, what? What?
It's like really crappy made. It's like the mouth looked like it just tweened it in Flash.
But that
It was
thing
basically a
okay.
Nintendo 64 floating head.
That
movie
that
was
sounds
so 80s.
awesome. The only Felix the Cat movie I saw was a cartoon movie. It was very long and it was very interesting. It was actually good.
What was the basic story? Because we might be talking about the same Felix the Cat movie.
He had a bag,
Yes, that's Felix the Cat.
and there was some sort of place that was full of garbage and industry, and that's all I remember.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
That was a
Oh,
place with...
by the way, the movie was made in the 80s, but it was released in the 90s.
Oh god. So that
Maybe-
that movie
may-
already
may-
looked dated when it came out.
Maybe I just don't remember the terrible parts. I just remember the decent parts.
Maybe.
I mean, as said, the one good, if there is something good about that movie, then it's how extremely 80s it was.
While we are talking about strange animated movies, maybe you have heard about this movie. It's called Wizards.
Yeah, wasn't it the video game movie?
No,
Oh no, that
it
Talking about
it,
anime.
Wizards, not wizard, but wizards.
Wizards. It was
Okay.
a 1970s movie by Ralph Bakshi.
That
You know-
is awesome.
You know Bakshi, the guy who made the first
Lord of the
animated. Yeah. So he also made a movie named Wizards in the 70s.
Yeah. It
It's
featured
it's
Nazis and
it's
naked
pure 70s. It's all the drug abuse of 70s distilled into a cartoon movie that features heavy rotoscoping.
that actually sounds awesome.
And it actually has beautiful landscapes.
Also, it has Nazis and boobs.
Yes, that's true.
All the things you expect from the 70s.
Yep. And the twist ending.
What
Who was it to
twist?
Yes.
Also, Bakshi worked on a Ren and Stimpy episode. Sadly, the Ren and Stimpy episode was, to be polite, weird. It
That is
featured
weird. The board game saying don't live on the electric fence.
that Ren and Stimpy episode featured a 10-second shot of a guy shitting. Wonderfully animated, by the way. Wonderfully animated, but it was just 10 seconds of a guy shitting.
Well, that was something I needed in my life.
It sounds like Bakshi.
Oh god. Anyway,
That's
I think
that's at least a cartoon maker who is not only inspired by drugs, he takes those drugs while making the cartoon.
anyway,
No
I think-
wonder he chose to work on Ren and Stimpy.
I
Even
think I
though
think
it
we
was
had a
just one episode.
I think we had a good run for this episode. So I'm going to end today's episode. I'm going to do it now. You can't stop it.
Do it now.
Up the music.
Yeah. Let's see when it's going to crash.
The roof is on fire.
We
So far
don't
it's
need
not
the
crashing.
make the motherfucker burn.
So yeah, thank you for watching another retarded and stupid episode of Radio Rothingham. I hope you at least got some entertainment out of it. Like,
didn't.
subscribe, and do all of that shit. And
And dislike.
dislike and like simultaneously.
Yes.
Take 2 mice. So
Give
buy
us
another.
give us a neutral vote. By 3 mice.
So buy 2 mice at least, maybe 3, and then click on both the like and dislike button simultaneously, and see what happens. And whichever vote you get, this is what you stick with. So yeah. Yeah. I guess there's gonna be another episode next week or whatever, and
If we're still alive.
If we're still alive, if the
Yeah,
apocalypse...
if they are still alive.
So yeah. Silence.